Mommy, Suleika from Mist. Today I'm gonna be sharing with you my experience with EBF. It's still weird that I'm talking about this openly. The wonders of being a mom, right? Okay, so as I was saying, when I was pregnant with my first, I was asked, would I be doing EBF? And like I said, I wasn't really that much interested in breast milk and breastfeeding until I had to. And then I got really, really, really interested. Like when I started saying some things about breast milk, people around me be like, how do you know this? Hello, research. I became like obsessed with it. Okay. No, please, not in the way you think. Like, I became obsessed with knowing the many uses of breast milk aside from breastfeeding, aside from food and nourishment. Okay, so as I was saying, so then I didn't have a definite answer. I went, oh well, let's see how it goes. Okay, so when I started the journey, it wasn't a journey of 6 months. It was a journey of let's see how it goes. And that would have been a mistake if not that at some points, I became interested and I began to see the benefits of exclusive. Okay, and that was how I stuck to it, even though my babe was a foodie, still is a foodie, like she still is a foodie. Okay, she milked me, Lord. Okay, I can remember a month where I almost gave up. So every hour she would breastfeed, daytime, nighttime, midnight time, whatever time, every hour. And I had this thought, this feeling that I'm sure some of you mothers are having. Maybe she doesn't get filled up. Maybe she doesn't get filled with the breast milk. Maybe I should add something else to it, you know. But then, because I had been exposed, they had been exposed at that time. Thankfully, it wasn't the first month. So at this point, I was already exposed to what exclusive breastfeeding is, the benefits, and the fact that she was being filled. She just needed, it was just sometimes baby comforts nurse, meaning they just want to feel the warmth. They just want to feel their mom. So they just want to be sucking. It isn't necessarily that they're hungry. Okay. Now I'm sure that knowing that, if you didn't know it before, would change a little something about your perspective about how babies feed. Okay, so as I was saying, that's how we went through the first 6 months, and we are preparing to go through another 6 months. Okay, so now, yeah, let me just a few benefits or a few reasons, like I said, why pediatricians recommend. In fact, if you ask a pediatrician, what they'll tell you is first 6 months of a baby's life, nothing extra, no water, no nothing. Even if a baby will have to take medication, it should be prescribed by a pediatrician. Do not even give medicine for cough. Do not give medicine for catarrh. Do not give medicine for colic and stomach ache. Okay, that's the recommendation, the general recommendation. But of course, there are exceptions. There are cases that you take the babe to see a pediatrician and they have to prescribe drugs. Okay, I am not a pediatrician. I'm not even a pediatric dietitian, but I'm just a mom who, like I said, became so very obsessed with baby feeding, and I got exposed. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to expose you to some of the stuff too. Okay, so like I was saying, one of the reasons why babies are not, it is not recommended for babies to take anything else aside from breast milk is the fact that you could introduce diseases and sicknesses to the baby if you're not careful. Okay, when you have to make another food for a baby below 6 months that their immune system is not yet boosted well, you might sometimes, no matter how careful you are, something might get into it, and but then when it's straight from the mother to the baby, or even if you're expressing, it's straight from the mother to the pump to the, it's actually even easier to maintain the bottles you use, or the cup and spoon, as pediatricians again recommend. Though I did bottle, and I was very, very thorough with the maintenance of the bottles. But that aside, okay, that's one reason. Okay, like I mentioned in the previous video, you hear this phrase that breast milk is the first immunization baby take. You do know that it's recommended as soon as you have your baby, the very next day, if possible, you should go immunize your baby. The first set of immunizations, I've forgotten what they're, PVC and OPV, and okay. So it's actually recommended that if that has not been done, no other person should come in contact with your baby, because at that point their immune system very, very, very low. But then, like I also mentioned in the previous video, there are antibodies in the breast milk that are transferred to the baby. So that would actually boost the baby's antibodies before they can take their first immunization, especially the first breast milk that comes out of the mom, that's called cholesterol. It is very, 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 I cannot stress how important that is. There's this myth that has bad breast milk, they tell you, the women of old, sometimes their words are wise and sometimes they are not wise. You have to know which one is wise and which is not wise, which to take and which to dump. Okay, so there's this thing they do say that when you give birth, you have to express the first one out, because it's yellow. Breast milk is not supposed to be yellow. That's spoiled or infected. Oh, I really, but I'm sure some of you might have had that. Please, that is an error. If you want to check with this thing I just said, if you have a pediatrician around you, your baby sees a pediatrician, or just confirm this: the first breast milk, the yellow one, let me I have to stress this so you get it. That first one, see, it does not matter. Like when in my time, baby I had a complication, so I did not see my baby until the third day. Yeah, that was and after that third day, I wasn't even bringing out milk yet. But on the fourth day, I had to force myself to express, and it was still the cholesterol that came out, the yellow one. Okay, like I said, the yellow one, the first one, very important for babies to take it. Do not throw it away. That is liquid gold. You are wasting your gold. Okay, now okay, all right, so that's another reason. Okay, antibodies are passed to them, it makes them strong, it boosts their immune system. Now, why that's why you see that, like I said, sometimes drugs are not recommended for simple things like cold and cough. I'll get into what to do when your baby have cough, when your baby has cold, your baby below a year has cold. I would be dropping some tips on how to handle that in later videos in this series. But for now, just know that if you have a baby that is below 6 months, whatsoever the case, just breastfeed. Keep breastfeeding. Keep breastfeeding. But then there are situations that are peculiar where you can't. Please do not allow anybody shame you into feeling like, okay, that is not what this video is about. This video is not about shaming any mom who was not able to exclusively breastfeed, or who is not currently able to exclusively breastfeed. Like I used to always say, mom knows best. You have your mom instinct. If you tells you you're on the right path, then you're on the right path. But it's just to encourage people like me who were on the fence in between, who didn't know what path to go. The best path to go is to go on exclusive. Okay, now, so I'll see you next week on my next video. Until then, keep breastfeeding your babies. No, not this one. This one has to stop. All right, so see you next